Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for taking the time this afternoon to join the IEDR development team RFB Bidders Conference. We're going to go ahead and get started promptly just because we've got a lot of ground to cover. Um, really appreciate your continued interest in the IEDR program. Going to hit a couple of housekeeping items before we go ahead and get started. Number one, these slides will be available after the conference, as well as a frequently asked questions page that will be able to serve as a written record for the questions that have been submitted, will be submitted, so that will be a living document to hopefully help provide clarification around the solicitation. Highly encourage everyone as we move through the presentation today to submit questions in the Q&A chat function. We may not be able to get through all questions today. We had a lot of interest and a lot of questions submitted prior to this meeting that we'll try to work our way through first. But either because of time constraints or because we might need some more time to develop a robust response to your question, we might not get through everything today. So please appreciate your patience. We'll absolutely follow up with any answers that we don't get to today via that Q&A page that I mentioned. So with that being said, one more piece of housekeeping. This is a blind webinar, if you will. You will not be able to see other attendees on the call in order for us to protect the integrity of the solicitation. We want to provide those who would like to attend with anonymity that opportunity. So, with all that being said, I think we can go to our first slide and get things kicked off today. So just a quick high-level overview of the agenda for this afternoon. I want to take a few minutes to do a quick overview of the IEDR. We'll provide an overview of the program, where we are in our timeline, and a quick snapshot of next steps. We'll then dive into an overview of the RFP. We'll discuss the requirements of the solicitation as well as the evaluation elements. And then we'll try to reserve the bulk of the time this afternoon for Q&A. Again, we'll be reviewing questions that were submitted prior to the call first, and then we'll hopefully be able to take additional questions that are submitted on the call today. And then we'll save a small amount of time at the end just to make sure that we're able to discuss next steps and where we go from here. Next slide, please. So just a quick recap of our vision statement. New York is currently transforming its energy system into one that is cleaner, more resilient, and more affordable. And we strongly believe that in order to achieve this clean energy transition, we need to have streamlined and equal access to energy data. We believe that increased accessibility and availability of energy-related data will help to drive a transformation in the form of informing investment decisions, identifying operational efficiencies, monitoring the effectiveness of policy objectives, and promoting innovation and new business models in the state. Next slide, please. So a quick overview of our timeline, where we've been, where we're at, and where we're going. Back in October of 2021, NYSERDA filed an updated program sponsor implementation plan that includes details of the high-level milestones of the program. Highly encourage everyone to familiarize themselves with that document. NYSERDA also deployed a program dashboard in October of 2021 that contains a broad range of resources about the program. We've really since Q4 of 2021 and a bit before that have been deeply engaged with stakeholders, holding a range of opportunities, large groups, small group, one-on-one sessions, where we've been gathering stakeholder use cases and learning about what our stakeholders want and need the IEDR to be able to do. Um, we launched the RFP at the end of Q1, which brings us to today. The solicitation will be open through May 12th, as is stated in the RFP, and we plan on announcing awards and finalizing contracts either at the end of Q2 or early Q3, depending on the length of negotiations. Want to make everyone aware of our timeline for the IEDR. We'll be looking to launch our first public iteration of the IEDR, which would incorporate the first 3 to 5 use cases, either in whole or in part, by the end of Q4 of this year. Want to then mention a few regulatory deadlines that are outlined in the PSC IEDR order. In January of 2023, we'll be filing a phase 2 proposal. We'll be filing a status and summary report for phase 1 in July of 2023. And we'll have the deadline for the end of phase 1, where we'll be declaring the IEDR MVP in Q3 of 2023, where we anticipate having up to 10 use cases deployed. And then further out, want to just point out the deadline for phase 2, where we anticipate having building upon the success of phase 1 of the IEDR and having 40 additional use cases deployed via the IEDR by July 2026. Next slide, please. So just as a high-level overview of how we anticipate the IEDR to work after the MVP launch, we really expect it to be a multi-leveled user journey and experience, where a user will be able to log into the platform using their specific organizational credentials. And they'll be able to utilize, a range of powerful data sets and dashboards that have been built out and completed, dependent on their level of certification or credentials for what information they can access. We then want users to be able to explore that information using the data sets and tools available. We want them to be able to analyze the information to create new insights for moving their business forward in a meaningful way. We want them to then be able to identify new opportunities, whether they are able to build a more holistic understanding or identify new opportunities for actions and long-term improvements or investments. And then ultimately get into a transformational phase where the enhanced access to data is able to help users create efficiencies either in operation or develop innovations in their business offerings, ultimately really helping or leading to achieving the state's goals as listed in the CLCPA, and also bringing meaningful benefits to New York State energy consumers. Next slide. Okay, so don't want to spend too much time reviewing the IEDR. Hopefully everyone's familiar, generally speaking, with the IEDR vision. So we'll take the opportunity now to dive into the content of the RFP. Next slide, please. So the RFP is seeking proposals for the services of the IEDR solution architect and development contractor, which we've been referring to collectively as the IEDR development team. And this team will be responsible for the design, build, and operation of the IEDR platform as it's described in the Public Service Commission's IEDR order. So there's really two bulk categories of services that are incorporated in the solicitation: the solution architect services and the broader design, build, and operate services. Next slide, please. So just want to do a quick overview of exactly what's incorporated or covered in those services. First being project management. The development team will be responsible for developing a schedule and work plan, as well as a budget to be incorporated into the IEDR program's integrated master schedule and budget, which will more broadly be maintained by the program manager. Want to emphasize here, as is listed in the solicitation, that the program overall will be adopting an agile approach to project management in the development of the IEDR. Next is identify and characterize beneficial IEDR use cases. Currently, the program manager has defined a use case identification, development, and prioritization framework. And upon award, the development team will be receiving 5 to 10 prioritized use cases, documentation packages that have been developed by the program manager. But with a handoff, the development team will be responsible moving forward, capturing use case requirements, designing preliminary use case solutions, and performing feasibility and prioritization assessments of use cases. Our next category, if you will, is requirements documentation. The development team will document the solution architecture and detailed requirements for fully implementing the IEDR using industry best practices. Architecture and implementation requirements will be tracked and updated throughout the course of the project with input from the project team and stakeholders, and in accordance with the established change management process inside of the program. And really the development team will be the lead on developing and documenting the specifics of requirements throughout the development lifecycle. Our next category is development and integration of implementable designs and specifications. Upon the award, the start of work, the development team will be responsible for developing a preliminary implementation plan that will describe the elements, structure, timing, deliverables, and estimated cost of the implementation effort. Next slide, please. All right. Getting into IEDR core build and configuration, based on the solution architecture requirements and design, the development team will be responsible for building and configuring the IEDR core platform to support the milestones contained in the integrated master schedule. This could include both the deployment of commercial off-the-shelf technologies, as well as the development of custom software. And we'll get a little bit more into the balance of that in our Q&A response. But ultimately, it will be up to the proposing entities to describe a feasible balance between those two that delivers the maximum amount of value to the program. Right, so next gets us into deployment, integration, testing, and commissioning of components and services. With guidance and assistance provided as needed by NYSERDA and the program manager, the development team will acquire, deploy, integrate all components and services required to support the IEDR platform and IEDR use cases. And they'll also be responsible for all testing and commissioning activities of those components for the IEDR platform to make sure that the platform capabilities support milestones contained in the integrated master schedule, as well as meet the needs of the stakeholder use cases that are prioritized. Next up is system administration and operations. Once an IEDR capability is activated, the development team will perform all of the operating functions needed to achieve the functionality and performance specified for those capabilities, with guidance and oversight from NYSERDA and the program manager. And operating functions will include, but not be limited to, system administration and maintenance, process control and performance monitoring, problem detection and resolution, and user support and training. Next slide, please. So lastly, we get into technology and data transfer. Really, the development team and the program manager will develop a turnover plan outlining the process by which all responsibilities, operational knowledge, and platform artifacts will be transferred to a successor designated by NYSERDA in an orderly fashion, such that the operational capacity of the IEDR is not interrupted at the end of the development team contract. And I'll note that at the end of the contract, it could be for any reason, whether or not that's just the end of the term, breach of contract, etc. So once the turnover plan is approved by NYSERDA, it will be applicable to all IEDR program participants, including the development team. And lastly, project scope or project support beyond scope. Want to make sure that we provide some flexibility inside of any future contracting vehicle for unknowns. So this would cover any change orders or other work not covered in the previous buckets of work or tasks that I discussed. This work would be authorized by NYSERDA and would be billed on a time and materials basis as agreed to between the development team and NYSERDA. Right, so that covers the scope of services as they're described in the draft of SOW in the solicitation, and covers the broad range of services that NYSERDA is looking to procure as part of this solicitation. So hopping on to the next slide. Want to take a step back and just discuss the solicitation requirements that would need to be met by a successful proposer. And these are laid out in detail in the RFP, so absolutely encourage everyone to read and reread those, but want to cover them at a high level today on the call. So first, hitting cybersecurity requirements, successful proposer would be required to meet all New York State information security policies, and those are listed in the RFP. The development team would be expected to hold a 25 million cybersecurity insurance policy. Uh, we'll talk about that in a little bit more detail in the Q&A, but that would be applicable to all members of any teaming arrangement that would be handling sensitive or confidential utility data. And finally, the entity who would be responsible for hosting IEDR data would be responsible for furnishing evidence of a successfully completed SOC 2 Type 2 audit in the form of an audit report. Um, Moving on to contractual requirements, want to reiterate, as is stated in the RFP, that a successful proposer must accept NYSERDA's indemnification provisions as is and without limitation. They must be able to provide services for both phase 1 and phase 2 of the IEDR program. So up to a 5-year window there, as we looked at in our timeline, that could be running out to the summer of 2026. And a successful proposer must demonstrate that they have an investment grade credit worthiness. Moving on to New York State utility requirements, New York State utilities will be a very large source of information for the IEDR. And we need to make sure that appropriate controls and protections are in place for transferring the data and protecting the data once it's received from New York State utilities. So a successful proposer must be able to sign vendor agreements with New York State utilities before any utility data can be exchanged. They must be able to meet New York State utility cybersecurity requirements. And the successful proposer would need to be prepared for the potential of being required to allow utilities to assess their capabilities to confirm compliance with cybersecurity provisions. All right, next slide, please. So want to review a couple of the contracting term and teaming arrangement components that are included in the RFP. First, again, want to reiterate, NYSERDA anticipates awarding one contract through this RFP that covers all services requested for phase 1 and phase 2 of the IEDR program. Proposers may be a single company or a team of companies, but in the proposal response, bidders must clearly identify the key employees, subcontractors, or relevant affiliates of all entities who are being proposed to fulfill the requirements of the IEDR development team RFP. If a proposer includes a partnering arrangement with third parties in their proposal, the proposal will retain sole responsibility for successful completion of the work under the resulting contract. As we'll talk about in the evaluation criteria section, teaming arrangements that include MWBEs or SDVOBs will be favored in proposal evaluations. And finally, if a team of companies submit a proposal, the prime contractor or team lead may only submit one proposal with one teaming arrangement. There are no limitations or restrictions on appearing as a subcontractor in teaming arrangements for multiple proposals. Again, put another way, a subcontractor is free to appear as a part of multiple proposals and teaming arrangements. Okay, next slide, please. So finally, want to review the evaluation criteria for the RFP. Very quickly, the criteria is listed in order of importance. NYSERDA will not be specifying the exact weighting at this time, but everyone should be aware that this will be the evaluation criteria for responses to the solicitation. First, the solution architecture, design, planning, and development will be a key criteria, and this covers, the proposer's ability to demonstrate that they can properly scope, design, document, and communicate the IEDR core architecture using industry best practices. Also important, the design, build, and operate and additional services. This covers the proposer's ability to demonstrate that they can effectively configure code solutions, develop custom code, balance the use of the two in a cost-effective manner, and execute complex data integration projects. Next, the proposer's qualifications and experience ensuring cybersecurity and privacy and completing similar projects successfully will play a role in the evaluation. The project management and requirements gathering capabilities of the organization will play a role. The bidder's ability to demonstrate a sound project management approach that utilizes industry best practices and tools, as well as the proposer's ability to demonstrate a solid understanding of the program, its requirements, and the goals of New York State's CLCPA. We'll also point out, and obviously overall cost will play a role in the evaluation. Does the proposal put forward a competitive proposal based on sound assumptions? Are costs well justified? And are they in line with the level and quality of services proposed? Last but not least, want to point out again that additional points will be awarded to proposals that include teaming arrangements with MWBEs or SDVOBs. A couple of additional points just so everyone understands the process. Proposals that meet solicitation requirements will be reviewed by a scoring committee using the above stated evaluation criteria. And proposals will be notified if they are requested to attend an interview. NYSERDA anticipates that interviews may start as soon as Monday, May 16th, after the proposal deadline. Okay, next slide. So hopefully that's a good overview, again, to refresh everyone on the content of the RFP, the services that are included, the solicitation requirements that will need to be met, and the evaluation criteria that will be used to evaluate proposals. So I am going to take a quick sip of water before we jump into questions. And as I stated, we did receive many questions prior to the RFP, as was requested in the solicitation. So we're going to take a moment now to start responding to those questions that were submitted prior to this call. Again, still encourage attendees to submit their questions in the Q&A chat. And if we have time remaining after getting through this list of questions, we'll try to get to those additional questions in real time. Again, want to reemphasize that anything that we don't get to today, please don't worry. We will follow up after the call, and we will absolutely include responses where possible in a frequently asked questions page that we'll make sure we follow up with all of you on when it's posted. Okay, so without any further ado, let's dive right on in. Next slide, please. So in this first section, we'll start by tackling questions about data, tools, and resources around the IADR. So our first question that we'll start with is, can we use a combination of global resources when developing the solution? More specifically for an offshore build and an onshore implementation. So the answer here is, offshore resources may be used, provided all IADR requirements are met, and all solicitation requirements are met. It should be noted that offshore resources may not be able to connect to NYSERDA technical infrastructure. In addition, want to point out that all data storage would need to be conducted in accordance with New York State IT policies. Data must be hosted within the U.S. on domestic servers. I'll also, before we go to the next question, want to point out that you might not see your direct question listed here. We did get some duplicate questions or questions that were similar enough that we thought it would be appropriate to combine. So you might not see the direct wording of your question, but hopefully it's answered sufficiently bundled with other like questions. So moving on, next question, are there any specific cloud providers NYSERDA prefers? So no. Providers are free to suggest any technology that meets all of the requirements of the solicitation, while providing the greatest value to the IADR program. Really the solicitation is seeking bidders to respond to the technologies that you think are appropriate for meeting the needs of the IADR platform. So similarly, do you want this to be an on-prem plus cloud solution? For example, hybrid solution. Again, we're really looking for proposers to freely suggest the technologies that they think meet the requirements and provide the greatest level of value to the program. We again are at this time open to proposals that include either cloud solution or hybrid approaches. So do you expect, our next question here is, do you expect greater emphasis on the data platform or web application? So I'll point out here that both flexibility of data storage and user accessibility of the platform's capabilities will be crucial for the success of the IADR. Right, we want both the data and any tools to be intuitive and useful for users to be able to hop into and ultimately drive real world action. So NYSERDA expects an appropriate balance between the data platform and the web application to meet the needs of prioritized stakeholder use cases as they're finalized. Our next question is, has software architecture been determined? And the answer here is no. Again, proposers are free to suggest any architecture that meets all of the requirements of the solicitation, and again is going to drive long-term value and be flexible enough to support a growing list of IADR use cases as we mature through phase 1 and phase 2 and potentially beyond. So I want to point out that the final architecture is going to be selected after contracting in coordination with NYSERDA and the program manager, um, in accordance with the draft scope of work provided in the RFP. Um, I'll also note here that bidders should define the standard analytic tools included in their proposal, or any modular tools that could be offered within the stated budget to meet the requirements of the RFP. Um, Really, encourage, as is outlined in the RFP, for respondents to be very clear in articulating their assumptions around the proposed architecture and software solutions that could be deployed to support the IEDR. Okay. Um, so our next question is, the request for existing software appears to conflict with source code access. Please note that we would not provide source code for existing commercial modules as it is proprietary. Is this acceptable to NYSERDA? Um, yeah, so I want to hopefully clarify this one for everyone. NYSERDA does not expect the source code for commercially licensed products. Uh, NYSERDA would expect the source code for any developed code that is completed as part of the IEDR contract. Um, anything that is developed under the contract, but we would not expect source code for commercially available products that are utilized as part of the IEDR solution here. So just the custom code. Um, moving to our next question, will the solution architect and dev teams be selecting the software for the IEDR? The answer to this one here is yes. The solution architect and dev teams will be proposing the software for the IEDR. Should absolutely include, or proposal should include what software the team believes would be appropriate for meeting all of the requirements of the solicitation and supporting the long-term success of the IEDR. We'll note, maybe obviously, but when a state final approval would rest with NYSERDA for making a decision on the software to be deployed to support the IEDR. And in conjunction with the program management team. Okay. Next question is, have any use cases been prioritized for the initial public version? So prioritization workshops are currently being held to finalize the use cases that are going into or will go into the deployment of the initial public version. So those use cases are still in draft form. We're seeking additional support and clarification from stakeholders to make sure that we're adequately describing those use cases and prioritizing them correctly, as well as fully understanding the desired functionality and various components within inside of those use cases. So that's ongoing. Want to make it clear that more information may be published on NYSERDA's dashboard in the future as we learn more about the prioritized initial public version use cases. So encourage interested parties to keep an eye on NYSERDA's dashboard for any additional information that we may be able to make accessible. All right. Next question is, does NYSERDA intend to release versions of the IEDR to all New York State utility territories simultaneously? Or will this be a phased release to utility jurisdictions as the utilities are able to accommodate required data feeds? In other words, would a release be delayed if one or more utility data feeds were delayed? So on this one, it's anticipated that use case functionality or data feeds may be released in phases to accommodate utility timelines. Um, Simultaneous releases will be preferred whenever feasible, but we also understand that utility systems, may be in various states of preparedness for responding to the prioritized use cases, and we don't want to hold up releasing value to our stakeholders as soon as is possible, of course, within the bounds of reason and feasibility. So there is a potential that the IADR may release functionality or data for some utility territories before others. And I beg everyone's patience. This is a long list of questions. I'm going to take another sip of water here before hopping into the next question. All right, so our next question is what frequency will utility data be expected to be updated? Daily, weekly, monthly? Um, So for this one, data in the IADR will need to be updated at a frequency that's appropriate to supporting prioritized stakeholder use cases. So this could really be a frequency or a range of frequencies, ranging from daily, weekly, all the way up to quarterly or annually. It will really depend on whether or not the data is needed for serving a historical perspective, or for some more close to real time um, business or supporting closer to more real time business functions. So um, it's really a TBD based on the needs of individual stakeholder use cases, as well as the overlap and the need of stakeholder use cases, right? If data is needed to support more than one use case, but frequency is lower for one, we're going to be shooting for the more granular refresh. Okay. So our next question here is, who will the primary users of the platform be? Will they come from different state agencies? Yeah, realistically, we could be serving a broad range of end users on the IADR. We've already had conversations with a really diverse set of stakeholders coming from different sectors already, as we've been developing and collecting and refining IADR use cases. So end users may include a number of different organizations ranging from distributed energy resource developers, providers of energy efficiency, electrification, or EV products and services, New York State utilities, state and local governments, educational institutions, potentially many more. Um, to answer the tail end of the question, end users may absolutely include a range of New York State and local government entities. We think that the data made accessible via the platform could hopefully be of great benefit to state and local government planning, program implementation, and really a wide range of use cases, benchmarking, et cetera, to support the state's energy transition goals. So next, if the users will come from different agencies, will they need different sites built or user interfaces hosted in different places for each? Um, so the short answer is no, or very much likely no. The IEDR is really envisioned to be a central platform. Um, across the state with access permissions dependent on user type and level of security certification. So while there may be different tiers of access that would need to be controlled via the IEDR, it really is imagined as a centralized platform to streamline and hopefully create a one-stop shop for energy-related data as much as is feasible in the state of New York. Next, we have a question: is the IADR platform meant to be entirely a read-only resource for its users, or could the use cases ever involve building data entry solutions as well? Um, Unfortunately, not to sound like a broken record, but a lot of this will be stakeholder use case driven. So, in the future, as part of the MVP or as part of phase two, you know, data entry capabilities may be required to fulfill use cases for the IEDR. We certainly imagine a broad range of user inputs will be able to be digested in order to slice and dice and make the data useful on the platform. Um, any capabilities that are not simply read only would also be use case driven, use case dependent, and also happening within inside of a robust security and privacy framework. So anything beyond read only would be subject to appropriate scrutiny. Okay. Um, our next question here is: because the IADR platform may need third-party consent management mechanisms of its own, the Data Ready certification platform or the DRC platform seems to have overlapping capabilities with the IADR platform, which could introduce some undesirable redundancy and complexity. Would NYSERDA please clarify why IEDR and DRC are separate platforms and how you see them interacting over time? Yeah, so this is a great question, and want to encourage. Well, I'll say not that these all aren't great questions, but anyone who is interested in the IEDR proceedings should also be aware of the data access framework order that is also concurrently proceeding, which is where the Data Ready certification platform and process referenced here is derived from. So I believe that order is linked in the RFP. It's also available on DMM for public review. Um, so getting back to the question, the Data Ready certification or DRC process and platform will certify that third parties have the necessary cybersecurity and privacy protections in place to access sensitive data and systems. So the IADR will utilize DRC information for permissioning access to data within the IADR platform. The IEDR may also support customers in third-party consent management either leveraging Green Button Connect, other industry best practices, or processes developed by New York State utilities to help support New York State customers in sharing data that is theirs, and they have the right to move and share with third parties. So that mechanism would be happening as part of the IEDR, not as part of the DRC. So hopefully that provides some clarity there, and again, encourage everyone to familiarize themselves with the data ready certification concept, as well as the data access framework, DAF order. Okay, so I think that should cover a large bulk of data questions around data tools and resources. Let's go ahead and move to the next slide. Okay, so in the next section, we'll be tackling contract requirements and pricing. So first off, does the IEDR need to be offered as a service, or does NYSERDA expect to do some administration of the data platform? I just realized I'm skipping ahead in my notes here, so sorry. We'll tackle this and then go back up to the top of the slide. But does the IEDR need to be offered as a service, or does NYSERDA expect to do some administration of the data platform? The answer here is the selected vendor is envisioned to be responsible for the administration operation of the data platform, as is detailed in Task 7 of the draft SOW that's included in the RFP. NYSERDA does not anticipate taking on that administrative role. Okay, so apologies for going a bit out of order here. Back to the top of the order. What does your expectation of SOC 2 type reporting encompass? So want to zoom out a bit and just clarify that this audit ensures that the policies, procedures, standards, and guidelines that safeguard systems and data are met at a minimum threshold. So the SOC 2 Type 2 audit report finalizes this process and standardizes the report from a baseline framework under the American Institute of Certified Public Accountants, the AICPA guidelines. So, our expectation is that the entity hosting IEDR data would be able to provide a SOC 2 Type 2 report demonstrating that those minimum standards are met. Okay, next question. Did this contract come out under the umbrella contract with OGS? So want to make it clear, the IEDR development team RFP did not come out under any umbrella contract and is a NYSERDA funded opportunity, an independent NYSERDA funded opportunity. Next question, can we use cybersecurity SLAs in place of the $25 million insurance policy? The answer here is no. As described in the solicitation, and I'll quote here, the successful proposer will be required to hold at minimum 25 million cybersecurity insurance policy throughout the term of the contract. This requirement will apply to all contracted entities with access to confidential utility data. And we'll make some clarifying statements under that a little bit further into the Q&A. So our next question here is the $6.5 million budget only for phase one. Um, the 6.5 million budget represents the currently available funding for development of the IADR, consistent with the IADR order. So the budget amount should be assumed to address phase one and phase two. Um, yeah, as is stated in the RFP, phase two funding, so funding for years 3 through 5, is contingent on the performance of the IDR program in phase one and the availability of funding. Phase two funding may be expanded or otherwise impacted by future commission approvals or directives under the IEDR proceeding. Um, so want everyone to be aware of exactly what the 6.5 million budget represents and is covering. Okay. Um, moving on. Our next question is, are you open to any limitation of liability? Can the indemnification clause be negotiated? As is stated in the RFP, want to make it clear, no, the indemnification clause must be accepted as is, as it's described in the solicitation and the sample agreement that's provided as part of attachment B. Okay. Um, our next question here is, does the IEDR need to be offered? Oh, we already covered that one. When does NYSERDA expect to announce selection and have contracts awarded? On this one is in line with the timeline that we covered at the beginning of the presentation. NYSERDA anticipates making an announcement of selection to bidders in late Q2 and awarding contracts either in late Q2 or early Q3, depending on the duration and the speed of negotiations. Oh, and before we move on, I'll note that there are additional questions in each one of these categories that are not listed here on the screen. So these were additional questions that were received that are not listed here on the slide deck. So just wanted to make sure that folks are aware of where these later breaking questions are, if you are coming from, if you will. These questions were still submitted prior to the conference. Didn't make it into the slide, but we want to make sure that we're addressing on the call today. Okay. Um, our next question here is, can this be addressed by segmenting the data? Oh, so this question for context was in reference to the $25 million insurance policy. So can this be addressed by um, segmenting the data in terms of customer PII versus utility CII? Um, the answer is no. Both of those are considered confidential. Um, but both of those are considered confidential utility data, and handling that type of information would fall into the triggering the requirement to fall under a $25 million insurance policy. Okay. Um, what about an entity that has no direct access to the database and thus would not be able to be exposed to any of the raw data? Um, again, want to make it clear that the insurance requirement is applicable to all parties that would have access to confidential utility data, um, including the prime and the subcontractor. If the entity is not going to have any access, this requirement would not apply. If access would be something that would be required for them to fulfill their function as part of the development team, um, it would be required. Okay. So our next question is there any flexibility in the indemnification requirements? Again, I think we already touched upon this one. No, the indemnification clause must be accepted as is described in the solicitation and the sample agreement. Will NYSERDA accept mutual indemnification? No, the indemnification clause again must be accepted as described in the solicitation and as is described in the sample agreement in attachment B. Okay. Before we move on to the section again, bear with me here. Um, Going to take a quick pause before we hop into the next section. Okay, sorry about that pause, everyone. Um, Trying to power through a bit of a scratchy voice here. So apologize your patience while I grab water in between responses to questions here. Very appreciate it. Um, before we move on, I do want to make a quick clarification for everyone about the $25 million insurance policy. Again, as is stated, the success proposal will be required to hold at minimum a 25 million cybersecurity insurance policy throughout the term of the contract. As is stated in the RFP, this requirement will apply to all contract entities with access to confidential utility data. Um, do want to make it clear what that means in terms of subcontractors. So a subcontractor may have their own policy that meets this requirement, provided they add NYSERDA in the state of New York as additionally insured. But a prime contractor may also include subcontractors as additional insured parties under their policy to meet this requirement. Again, all parties who will have access to confidential utility data will need to be covered by a $25 million cybersecurity insurance policy. But hopefully the clarification around how that impacts prime contractors and subcontractors and all parties, hopefully that makes it a bit clearer. Okay, so moving on to our next section here, if we could move on to the next slide. Great. So we'll take a moment here to cover some questions that came in about matchmaking. First, do subcontractors partnering non-exclusively with several prime contractors need to declare intent to bid separately? Hopefully pretty straightforward answer here. No, one intent to propose will absolutely be sufficient if you are a subcontractor who may be interested in coming in as part of several bids. Again, to reiterate from our discussion of requirements earlier in the call, subcontractors are free to participate in multiple bids. Primes are only invited to submit one teaming arrangement. Okay, let's see. In consideration of NYSERDA's DEI goals, is the intent that smaller MWB firms can do any kind of work on the IEDR project, including work that includes confidential data? The short answer is yes. Any organization, including smaller firms, MWBs or SDVOBs, can perform any function in response to the solicitation, as long as they can meet all requirements as listed in the RFP. We did have some questions about any tips or suggestions for resources to support MWBs with teaming or subcontractor agreements. We will discuss this in the next step slide, but I want to make everyone aware that we do have a teaming arrangement form available on NYSERDA's IEDR dashboard. Where we've invited interested parties to make themselves known, provide some contact information if they are interested in participating in any type of teaming arrangement. So that resource is available for interested parties to identify other interested parties. Next week, we're also going to be holding a matchmaking event that will help to further interested parties meet, learn about the capabilities of other interested parties. So absolutely encourage folks to register for that event if they're interested. I believe today is the last day for registration, so please make sure you do that if you are interested. And a link to that is available in the solicitation documentation if you're interested in registering. Moving on to our next question, how will NYSERDA ensure that subcontractor requirements like insurance requirements can realistically be met? Again, want to refer everyone to the previous statements clarifying how subcontractors and primes can be listed on the same cybersecurity insurance policy. Next question, do subcontractors partnering non-exclusively with several prime contractors need to declare? Oh, sorry, I think that's a repeat question. Again, want to emphasize no. Some contractors interested in partnering non-exclusively with prime contractors do not need to submit more than one intent to propose. Which is, I believe, attachment C for the RFP and is available as part of the RFP documentation. Okay, and one more question here. Will the winning bidder have direct access to the stakeholders who submit each use case? For example, the ability to interview them for requirements and continuously keep in contact with them throughout the build. So for this one, Yes, we anticipate that the development team, in coordination with NYSERDA and the program manager, will be able to communicate with stakeholders and further uncover and refine use cases throughout the development of the IEDR. You wanted to take a moment to pause and make clear our vision on stakeholder development, excuse me, stakeholder engagement, and how we see the list of use cases evolving over time. Um, even post prioritization of use cases for the IPV and MVP, um, we want to continuously grow and evolve our list of use cases with stakeholders. We want to make sure that we're hitting the mark on what's needed for them to advance their businesses and the goals of the CLCPA. So we anticipate that there's going to be a continuous engagement and learning process as we continue to refine use cases. One of the goals of releasing a IPV initial public version before our MVP is we want to make sure that we're delivering value to stakeholders as quickly as possible, but we also want stakeholders to be able to have hands-on experience with an early version of the IEDR so that they can learn and provide feedback to us with a real user experience under their belt. So the development team will absolutely be engaged with the rest of the program team as we engage with stakeholders and continue to refine IEDR use cases. Um, I should also point out that or emphasize that we expect the use case list to continue to grow across phase one. We understand we're not going to be able to address everything in phase one, but we will have the opportunity to build on the success of phase one in phase two of the program, where we'll be able to leverage learning from stakeholders and continue to deploy data and functionality of value in phase two. So we've got a long game going on here as far as IEDR development and evolution. So, okay, that brings us to the end of the bulk of questions that were submitted prior to the conference. May have missed some, again, admittedly, if we weren't able to address your pre-submitted question directly on the call today, we'll absolutely do our best to respond as part of the FAQ that goes out after this conference. I just did a lot of talking, covering questions that were submitted prior to the bid. But want to give a couple of minutes here to try to tackle questions that came in during the call. So if you'll give me 1 second to transition, I've got some staff behind the scenes helping me organize the questions that you've been submitting throughout the conference here. So going to transition over a bit and check those out. So 1 moment and then I'll dive right in. Thanks, everyone. Okay. So we'll see how far we get, and again, appreciate your patience. If we're not able to get to your question, we'll address in the follow-up Q&A. So first off, You have a utility data advisor also. Will they carry on working with development team to help in development use cases? Yeah, appropriate inputs from the utility data advisor will be made accessible to the development team after the contract is awarded. Um, so their expertise will be available to help support the development team. Okay. Um, was the writing of the RFP done by or advised upon by a contractor that would be eligible to submit their own proposal? Is there any semblance of an incumbent company? Um, Firms or individuals who advised or assisted in crafting the RFP are not eligible to propose. So want to make it clear there is no incumbent company or firm that is coming into this particular solicitation. A practical question here should make this clear. When does your quarter start and when does it end? Want to make it clear that when we refer to Q1, Q2, Q3, we're working off a standard calendar quarter. So um, Quarters, for example, Q1 is going to be January, February, March, et cetera, et cetera. Just want to make that clear from a practical standpoint. Um, could you please clarify the budget for the IEDR Phase 1 and Phase 2? The RFP states integrated energy data resource, solution architect and development contractor request for proposal, up to 6.5 million available. Again, just since we got a lot of questions about the budget, want to make it clear the 6.5 million budget represents the currently available funding for development of the IEDR, consistent with the IEDR order. This budget amount should be assumed to address phase one and phase two. Again, want to make everyone aware, phase two funding may be expanded or otherwise impacted by future commission approvals or directives under the IADR proceeding. Okay, we've got, will any interviews or meetings be in person or will all meetings be virtual? Um, this is undecided at this time. The current likelihood will be that those meetings are conducted virtually. Um, we have a question here. Can vendors still email questions after today's meeting? Um, Absolutely. Want to make it clear that the conversation is not over after today. Please reach out to us. And what I mean by us is reach out to the designated contact listed in the RFP, which is myself, if you have additional questions. Um, but please do follow the instructions in the RFP about reaching out to the designated contact listed in the RFP. Um, we have a question on what platforms are current IADR resources and tools sitting on. Want to make a clarifying statement. The IADR does not yet exist. We no platform is currently identified. Um, the IEDR will be a new resource that will be developed as part of the services procured in this solicitation. Okay, we have a question. Can you confirm that daily would be the most frequent interval needed? As you know, some utility systems have data available in hourly, 15-minute, or 5-minute intervals. That level of data refresh will require different architecture and sizing. So while daily is the most likely data interval as far as a refresh for um, the use cases that we've been observing, this cannot be fully decided without further use case development. Um, want to reiterate that, again, the um, the list of IEDR use cases will be a living and growing entity as we explore further with stakeholders, learn more about the needs of our stakeholders. Um, again, while daily is the most likely data interval, we can't fully rule out other intervals. Just to confirm, will participants be getting written responses to the questions that are being reviewed? Yes, absolutely. Questions either submitted before this call or on this call will be compiled and responses will be published on an FAQ on our solicitation page. Very much we will be following up with written responses as soon as possible after this call. Um, we have a question. What is Deloitte's role in the project going forward? Um, Want to make it clear here, Deloitte continues to be the IEDR program manager, accountable for overall program organization and management. That is not anticipated to change with the procurement of the development team. Okay. Um, 1 second as we continue to process questions. Appreciate the patience from everyone. Um, so we have some other questions. Has NYSERDA already had any proof of concept underway or completed related to the same scope of work? Want to direct everyone, there was a pilot data platform that was developed and is referenced in the IADR order that was implemented as a proof of concept for this work. So there is information that should be available via the IEDR order and the IEDR white paper regarding the pilot data platform. There's a question, is the expectation that the IDEA program will only develop use cases that were identified as part of the initial analysis, or will subsequent analysis phases be scheduled throughout the 5-year program as per the Agile best practices being considered? Yep, as I stated before, absolutely stakeholder engagement and use case development will be ongoing throughout phase 1 and phase 2 of the IADR development. Um, Another question, I think we addressed this a bit previously. Do you have any preference between Coats products and custom built solutions for data and tech platforms? Stated in the RFP, proven Coats solutions should be leveraged when practical, feasible, and supportive of the operational milestones established in the IEDR order. Bidders are free to propose a mix of Coats and custom built solutions that they believe meet the requirements as they're listed in the RFP and provide the maximum amount of value to the program. Is it possible for the developer to continue operating the system after phase 1 and 2 of these services are competitively bid? Yes. If future competitive procurements are issued for additional services, the entity or entities awarded under this RFP will be subject to a conflict of interest review to determine eligibility to bid, and bidders will be expected to disclose any potential perceived conflict of interest. Um, will every use case have its own unique set of users? Um, Short answer is no. We expect that there likely will be some overlap between users and use cases. Sorry for the speed run here. Definitely trying to squeeze as much into our session today as possible. Um, Unfortunately, I'm not sure if we'll be able to answer any more of your questions today. So again, I thank everyone sincerely for submitting their questions before the conference and during the conference. But at this time, want to make sure that we leave ourselves a little bit of room here to just let everyone know about anticipated next steps. So if we could hit the next slide, please. And the next slide. So quickly, again, want to reiterate that our immediate next step is going to be collecting and answering any stakeholder questions that we weren't able to address on the call today. We will document responses and publish those via NYSERDA's public website. And we will get an email blast out to attendants when the Q&A is available so that you'll be able to follow up. Again, very much want to plug our RFP matchmaking session. Unfortunately, we don't have the right date up there. It will be April 12th. Today is the last call for registrations. That session is anticipated to be a 3-hour session. It'll be hosted by NYSERDA, but it really will be self-facilitated. We want to give respondents the ability to talk about their organizations, focus on their bidding needs and their capabilities in order to facilitate teaming arrangements. So we will be doing far less talking on that call and hope that it's a useful tool for additional matchmaking conversations as you think about responding to this solicitation. So again, encourage anyone that's interested in forming a teaming arrangement to use the link that's available in the RFP to register for that event by today, and we'll be reaching back out to respondents to discuss the exact formatting of that session and exactly how it will work day of. Again, we really do want that opportunity to help interested parties showcase their organization and their capabilities, and provide an additional chance for effective teaming arrangements to occur. So hope to see you all attending that session as well. So that brings us to the end of our allotted time. Again, unfortunately, I know it wasn't enough to hit all of the questions that were submitted. I greatly appreciate everyone's interest in the program, everyone being engaged and submitting questions. Again, encourage everyone to continue to submit questions in a format that's appropriate and outlined in the RFP for reaching out to the designated contact. And I'll thank everybody one more time for their attendance today in this session. Greatly appreciate it. No time's at a premium. Hope to hear from you all soon. Thank you again.